I forgot to hit the button. Hey everybody, welcome to the second half of the show of Truth Tuesday. Good to see you, Mr. Montgomery.
Good to be here.
It's me, the lovely Satoshi Sean, and the hilarious. It's really hard for me to call you the funny one, because
I am funny.
Yeah, you are.
I can be funny.
You can be, yes, but you are the pretty one. With all we said it as a joke in the beginning, but it's hard for me to say. But
you're very sweet. Thank you.
I am pretty dang sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me pull up. Please crush the like button. Thank you. Someone crushed the like button as I said that. I saw it.
Perfect.
Change. Okay. Hey, how you doing, buddy? So today was a terrible day for me. Same as last week, I got sick. And I don't get sick unless I'm gonna, something serious. But
yeah, that's true. You have been sick.
Yeah, it was. And it's the same thing. I get the shivers.
Fever. Mm-hmm.
And I get the shivers, and then it's hard for me to breathe, and then I get all my oxygen goes low, and then I have to warm up, and then I get a fever once I get warm, and I just sweat. I sweated all day last week, and then I started feeling better, and then it was okay. Same thing this morning, 6:30, 7 in the morning. I woke up sort of shivering. And it was hard for me to breathe because I was convulsing from shivering. So my son brought me a big, huge comforter that I already had a blanket on, and this is Texas, so we had the air conditioner on. But even it was turned up a little bit, so it wasn't that. It was 73, 4. So it wasn't cold. And then, but I warmed up after about 2 hours, no fever. And then I warmed up, came out of my room.
That is weird. It's like you're having trouble holding your body temperature.
Yeah, then the fever kicked in. I put a towel on top of my head while I was sleeping because I was I felt the heat going out of my head. But it helped me warm up. But after I got out, I came out of my room, then the fever kicked in. It was 101. And then I started sweating. But it only lasted a couple hours. And then the fever broke. I started feeling, I still felt sick, but better. And then I took a nap, and now I'm okay. It ruined family night the last week.
Oh, I'm sure.
It was the funniest thing because, I go overboard on family night.
Well, and you're the one that does most of the cooking, right? Well, no.
I do all.
One of your boys,
well,
I thought helped cook.
Yeah, no, I do all the cooking. But last week, this happened at 4 in the morning on Tuesday. So I felt sick, but I was okay. I was going to try to cook, but I was going to cook this huge, huge meal. And if you can always go back, it's there. A naturopath acupuncture. I've never had acupuncture. I used to hate needles when I was really young, but after you die, they stick you with everything. I'm over it now. But where was I? Oh, so I was going to cook, but Ted's no, I'll cook dinner. So he's he made chicken soup, right? Chicken noodle soup. Because I was sick. It was very nice. It was really healthy.
That's perfect. Yeah.
Well, it was perfect for me. But, Sebastian came over and Alex Albert, and they're all
was he disappointed?
But it's family. Yeah. He's it's family freaking soup. And then he's yeah, dad's sick. And it's like, yeah, but it's family night, man. You know, I live my life. I only ate like 200 calories all day. I'm like,
Oh, because he was expecting like this big meal.
yeah. And then
Yeah.
their friend Alex Alvarez comes over for family night too. He was like, yeah, this is how I live my life now, man. I don't eat all day. And I eat really little the day before for family night. They were all like, it was pretty funny.
You can have all the soup you want, though.
Yeah, it was good soup. It was good soup.
That's
Very
good.
very what's the word? Home style. It was
Hearty.
it was soupy, which I like thicker soups and stewy soups.
Mm.
You know, like chowders and things. My Ted and Alice don't like it. They like soupy soups. Um, but he put a lot of carrots, so it had like this little sweetness to it. You know, it was good.
Oh, yeah. I would like that.
Hey from Boston. All right,
JB
something
Rains.
that you didn't talk about on your part of the show
Mm-hmm.
is, I think, the craziest thing in the world when it comes to Ukraine.
Mm.
We have given them so much money and so many arms. It is a proxy war it's been admitted to. That used to be a conspiracy theorist crazy talk, but generals and politicians have said this is a proxy war.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you heard Putin, but you know Germany's giving them a bunch of Leopard tanks, like quickly, like we say we're going to give them 1 billion tanks and all these things, and it could literally take a year to get them there. But Germany's going to have tanks on the front lines within a month, less than a month now. And Putin came out, and it's like just like World War II with Hitler. We once again will fight Germany. I mean, it's like he turned it crazy. Okay. Germany's giving them tanks. They're asking for more tanks. We've given them Stingers. We've given them tanks. Their Javelins. We've given them so much stuff. They're wanting more jets. They're wanting tons of stuff.
Now, American children
we've
to
been
come fight.
them. Yes, and now American children, they straight up said that and said your kids are going to die. That's nuts.
Yeah.
But, and we're saying it's our war. We're doing all these things. And we're saying, you bitch, Russia, you take it. And China has said, hey, we're going to support you, Russia. We're going to give you some arms. And we have said, no, you can't do that.
I think Zelensky threatened them too.
That's not fair. What? Why is that? I mean, it's not good. It's bad for Ukraine. It's bad for our troops if we're going to go there. But how can you justify that to say no, China can't get involved. They can't help you out. They can't give you arms. They can't give you tech. I think was it Iran gave them drones, and we were like, okay, Iran gave them some drones. They're not great drones, but gave them drones. It's just it boggles my mind the way of thinking that we were talking about how it's rules for thee and not for me. It's on it's like a whole nother level. It's like, oh no, we can do all these things as a country or as a group of countries.
And we, the people, have no say in it.
Yeah.
At all. And that's where I'm like, they're supposedly throwing money, supposedly throwing our military. Now they're going to take our children. And it's like, at what point do we say enough? At what point do we say no more? Where's the Tea Party? Where's the, walk away?
It's starting to happen. I think one of the biggest things that did it was Ohio. The biggest thing that did it was Ohio.
Yeah, that's a slap in the face.
How, where is it? That's fine. You're blinking a lot.
I've been working a lot.
And it's because we're not. You know how much money the federal government sent to Ohio?
I have no idea.
None. There's no aid. And then they made fun of Trump. They made fun of Trump for going there and bringing water, bringing
Mhm.
drinking water because it said Trump on it. It was just Trump water. They made fun of it on Saturday Night Live. They made fun of it. Did you seen the that bitch on The View?
No, I don't watch any of that.
She said, "I swear to, are you serious?"
Mm-mm.
Joy Behar said, "These people, they're dying, and all these things are happening to them. Their animals are dying. They're getting sick. They got what they deserved because they voted for Trump."
What?
I'm not joking. They said it's Trump country. It's someone said that's why he's going up there, and he goes, "Yeah, it's Trump country." He put these policies. They're getting what they deserve. They voted for him. It's like even the audience gasped when she said it.
Wow.
Um, it is,
Well, I'm sure that's not the most evil thing she's ever done or said.
but
And I'm sure that will come out too, maybe in an NFT in the next few days.
that is it's insane that she would say that. Her Whoopi, and I used to like Whoopi. I love Guinan. She's
Who?
Guinan.
Sounds like a body part that needs
That's her
to
water. What a
see
monster!
a doctor.
She's the alien that runs the
Oh,
bar on the Enterprise. Very
okay.
awesome character that she has brought to life. But past decade, that woman has went batshit crazy and just terrible. Um, I don't I don't understand how that show's still in the air. I don't
I
understand.
don't either. I don't know who watches it.
That's the thing. I don't know who the hell
Like a
watches it.
bunch of angry postmenopausal, you know, I
No,
don't even know.
that's the
They
thing.
don't
I
they
think
don't
that
have solutions.
I think
They're just
those
bitching.
postmenopausal people would not. Those are the people that would write letters if somebody did something offensive. Those are the people that would. Those are old people. But then, like my stepdad, he is full on anti. I've never seen him hate anyone as much as he hates Trump. I've never.
Mm.
He hated Clinton. He was in the military, and he hated Clinton for being a draft dodger, for being a philanderer and cheating on his wife. But he wouldn't say it. He would never say. He would just be like that guy. No, no. Enough said. I don't want to talk about that guy. He's terrible. But
You know what is.
but
Mhm.
Trump, he was when he came down for a visit, and he would like meet the boys were like introduced. Hey, this is my best friend. He's like, hey, nice to meet you. I'm your grandpa. You don't like Trump, do you? Because he's an ass.
Wow.
It was like
You know
insane.
what's really weird on that is that if you look back in history, not even that long ago, before he went into politics, all of them, all of these people you're talking about loved Trump.
Yeah, yeah,
He was their darling. He was, he had bought a bunch of property in New York when it was really cheap and became very wealthy, and like he was their darling. And now they hate him.
and that's I think what a big
And
part
they
of that.
only hate him because they can't turn him. When he goes to the parties, he doesn't play the games,
I think
and they
one of the
know.
reasons they hate him so much is because he said, "Hey, these are terrible people,"
Hmm.
and they're like, "You can't just say that people are." It's like, no, I hung out with them. I was one of them. It's
Hmm.
terrible. That's the thing. When he said that to Hillary, it's like, hey, this is a crooked system. You're part of a crooked system. I know because I gave you $100,000. I know because I've given you tons of money.
Yeah, that
I
famous
I
quote when
used
they're at
I
the
used
debate where
you.
he says, "Because you would be in jail,"
Yeah,
and she just, you know,
yeah. And then right when he won though, he like called her and congratulated her and said she was a good or a good politician and a good. He praised her too much. As soon as he did, that was like very turned off by that. Um,
yeah,
but
I
yeah,
don't understand everything he does for
I don't
sure.
I don't understand
But I
how
think a lot of it
it's
is for
been a
people
joke.
to not look to him to be the savior.
Yes,
I
but
think a
I
lot
think
of
part of
this is
that,
for people to save yourself.
or look, people that don't want him, people to They don't want to admit that people are looking at him as not evil, not even as a savior, but just not bad. You have to be Orange Man bad. It can't be Orange Man is
Not
all
so
right.
bad.
Yeah, Orange Man. Or it used to be a joke that like if he cured cancer, people would complain about it because he put
Yeah.
all these doctors out of work or something.
Mhm.
And it's true. It is 100% true because he went to this area where the transportation secretary hadn't even made a statement about for 10 days. Okay, didn't go there for 2 weeks. He went there as a freaking citizen and brought water that they needed because their water is poisoned. Our government, it's blatant cover-ups when you have people, showing all their water with obvious oils and things.
Well, if we think about it, like we need to rethink, like you said, it needs to be torn down and we need to rebuild it because we went away, we left England to to get away from leadership. The only thing a president should be doing, which I mean, well, I'll get into that later, but is being over like to manage the military. They shouldn't be telling the individuals what to do at all. They shouldn't
Yeah,
be lording over, governing the individual. They should be serving and
we should be
protecting,
telling them what to
managing the
do. Don't tell
military.
them.
We should be telling them what to do. Yeah, but they have in no position or power. Like this whole threat of Biden signing us over to the WHO is ridiculous.
Yeah,
Allowing that he does not have the power to submit our freedom or our liberties to the WHO.
and this is what I think is the big turning point here is that we, Ukraine's in a crisis where Americans want to help. You could always say, how are we doing this? How are we sending billions of dollars and then not helping our homeless, helping our vets?
Well, we're
Helping
giving the postal
so
workers pension to Ukraine so that they will have their pension.
see that's
That's what they said.
insane. That's insane. We can see
It
that's
is
insane.
insane.
But we have a monumental crisis. Like this is a Chernobyl. This is a
Right.
worldwide, and
Yeah, if you
it's very inconvenient because if there was nothing going on, if there was no war in Ukraine, there was no huge thing on the global stage, this would be a 9/11. This would be the
Mhm.
whole world is sending us aid. This is the lead story on every international, like the Iranian news would be like,
Yeah,
we're
because the
sorry for the
fallout of
American
this is not
people.
over. Like
There's people in
we haven't
Canada.
even seen what's
There's
going to
people in
happen.
Canada that are
Yeah, the
posting videos.
spread of this, how sick everyone is going to be, how it leaches into the ground, the water, our food system. Like this is long from over. Yeah.
And this is not 3 Mile Island. This is not New Jersey. It's not. And that's not fair to say about New Jersey because half of New Jersey is the Pine Barrens. But this is not like a city kind of place. This is our clean country living Ohio. This is part of our ecosystem that is not okay to have this kind of thing happen. It'll seep out into everything. And the fact that they're covering it up, but they've been caught covering it up already.
Hmm.
In real time, we're watching it happen, and we don't have a journalist, a journal what about we don't have a force of journalists anymore. We don't have that whole arm of our country that was set up to watch the watchers, to be the guardians of truth. We don't have that now. All we have is conspiracy theorists and nuts with their iPhones, and that's what they're called, and that's how they're accepted. Um, and there's a huge percentage of the population, which used to be more than half, that will not believe them just because they're conspiracy theorists kooks with their iPhones. Not doesn't matter what they're showing.
Because where's your link?
Look at the Chinese spy balloon.
Yeah.
Nobody reported on it. The American people didn't know about it. It wasn't on the news until people with their phones were posting about it. this giant sphere with a
Metal thing on it.
3-bus long, contraption hooked to it, till they were posting about it, till the local law enforcement was getting called like, what the hell is this thing? That's when it came out. The government didn't tell us, the news didn't tell us.
And when they did ask, they told them that the people could look up if they wanted to see it.
Yeah, and then that's when I talked about the
could look up
invisibility stuff and how it's even if they just painted that shit blue, it would be much harder to see, let alone using actual stealth tech, man. Yeah. It's a I said this before, and you were my hopium, but I think you're starting to get on board with Team Sean. That I think so much of it is not fixable. It has to be.
No, I think that is the fix. So that
tearing it
is
down,
the
starting
fix,
over.
is burning it down. I mean, that's part of the road to Ruta, is that the white hats infiltrate the Fed. And we saw Trump put the Fed inside the Treasury
He
when he
tried
was
to.
in office.
I think he had a plan on that, which
He actually did.
and that was one of the only thing that I thought was very strategic and cool, if it came to pass. When he was in office.
Yeah. They report to the Treasury.
But I think yeah, Jim, tearing down. I think part of tearing it down, though, is we have to look back to where we came from. We have to look back to the founders and the architecture that they had set up, and we have to implement that in a stronger way. Like the Second Amendment, every amendment is a certain way. There's only one amendment that is not going to be messed with.
Some of them are really diluted and like the 14th Amendment. Bitcoin Ben's going to be on my show tomorrow with me to talk about. The 14th Amendment actually enslaved all of us.
Why?
It did not free any slaves. Well, we'll go into it tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Well, but like
a whole thing.
Because Biden said, Biden said it's just an amendment. It's not like an amendment can't be revised or changed, or it's not set in stone. It's not like you can't mess with it. And then I said that to my son. He goes, well, actually, the Second Amendment is. It's the only amendment that says shall not be infringed. It can't be tampered with. That's it. So there's only one. The founding fathers knew what the hell they were doing. They said, do not have a party system. That is one of the only things that can destroy the republic. There's like certain things, like I think 3 or 4 things they said, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. This could destroy the republic. We've done literally all 3. So I think in tearing it down, when we rebuild it, we have to be much stricter on corruption. I think you should kill them. I think you should kill dog catchers. I think you should kill your mayor. I think any kind of certain level, like above a certain amount of money stolen or a certain level of corruption, that automatic prison time, 20 years.
If you're holding a
political
position of office.
If you're given trust and if you are given the responsibility, you have to have
and your finances have to be transparent during that time.
Everything has to be much more transparent, but the consequences, that's why there's so much corruption, is because they've been able to insulate themselves from consequences. My God, our Congress can pass laws that they know are unconstitutional because they're going to get 6 months out of it until the Supreme Court knocks it down. That is like the height of criminality.
Criminal, yes.
It is literally,
and there's no accountability. There's nothing you can do.
Exactly, because they take that oath that says we're going to defend the Constitution, and then they have
sovereign
immunity where that doesn't matter. I think that we have to fix that so that corruption is scary. That even if on the local level, if some local kind of a lobbyist group come in and they're like, hey man, we'll give you $50,000, $100,000 to, turn a blind eye here. Let us do this or whatever. Like, no, I could die. No,
Right.
I could lose
Right.
everything. I would go to prison for 20 years. They would take everything away from my family, my house, everything. Um,
Well,
you
that's what
know,
I can't wait to talk about that. We're going to talk about it this week on World Blockchain Roundtable. That's the discussion, is the umbrella promise.
mm,
That I Am for I Am came up with that white paper. For it's one idea or one suggestion of maybe one way that we could solve or start working towards a solution. Because yes, we say tear it down, get rid of this old broken, corrupt system, all this, but we've got to build something new too.
yeah,
Like what are we going to do? What's our parallel system? What's the new thing that we build? Because tear it down, but we're all here and we are a community and we need to be able to work together and
mhm.
have exchange and
We have to be able to trust. That's the
yes.
thing. And when you put so much trust in, and I don't like using the word official, but in a public servant, or you call them a public official, they have to have they have to have more at stake. And I know, especially it's weird because people that, and it can be part of brainwashing, but people that are pro law enforcement, they're not, they don't hold law enforcement to the level they should of responsibility. If you're an average person, you have a certain knowledge of what the law is. If you're
Hmm.
a cop, you had to go to school. You know more. So you should be held to a higher standard. And they're not. If I break a law, most likely I will get into this level of trouble. If a cop breaks the same law, undoubtedly it's going to be less of a punishment, and it should be more of a punishment. I think there should be minimum punishments when it comes to judges, lawyers, and law enforcement, because they know more. I got pulled over like a year ago, and I was like, "Why'd you pull me over?" He goes, "Oh, you went over the railroad tracks before the
The arm
railroad
totally lifted.
was totally up. It was like here." And I was like, "That's the thing?" He's like, "Yeah, that's the thing." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, I did that. I didn't know that was a thing."
You're like, my truck could fit under it and
Yeah,
it
it
was
was,
clear.
I was waiting and it was up. And he goes, "No,
Yeah.
you have to wait till the lights turn off. The lights can't be going, and it has to be completely up." And I was like, "Okay, well, thanks for telling me, man. I
I
didn't know."
wouldn't know that either.
Is that what's the ticket on it? He's like, "I'm just gonna give you a warning because you didn't know." I was like, "Well, thank you, I appreciate it. So now I know." But yeah, but my point is, I didn't know. I
Hmm.
wasn't maliciously, committing that crime. But if he did it, which, I mean, come on. And if that was up just a little bit, the cop's going to go underneath the thing. Who's going to pull him over? That's the
Well,
that's
and actually, no one was harmed in that. So that wasn't a crime. You shouldn't have been pulled over.
mm, now you're getting into the argument. But the basic thing is that's I'm trying to show is that cops, they have a much better understanding of the law. So when they break the law, I think it's a bigger deal. Um,
Hmm.
like we all know murder is murder. That should be the uniform for everybody. But
Hmm.
most stuff like that, you don't know. They know. Um, no injured party, no crime. For profit. That's another thing we got to fix. You know, which
Yeah,
hurts
the
hurts
jails.
you
Terrible.
when you're a capitalist. But yeah, that's certain things like the war thing that goes against everything when it comes to capitalism. But war's a terrible thing, and you should.
But that's where if we had transparency and a lot of that, it would be, even if there was profit, if it was legitimate, business profit, not corruption deals, old,
Yeah, but there's so much corruption and evil that gets you to where you can make the profit. That's why you got to cut.
right. That's what I'm saying. If there was more transparency, like you said, it all goes back to trust. And if you had trustless, which Veritasium and smart contracts, we can have swaps that are trustless, peer to peer exchanges through smart contracts. We can fix this.
Please crush the like button, y'all. I appreciate it.
That's right. Crypto to fix the world.
So I did think it was crazy about the China thing. You didn't talk about that. I don't understand how we could get off with saying that. That's just but people say crazy ass things that make no sense.
There's pretty much everything right now. I had a call with a lady that's a patron of mine that I call her once a month, and we kind of check in and talk about different stuff and whatever. And she asked me some questions about stuff, and she was like, I'm just really struggling right now. Like everything seems so crazy that I just kind of want to disconnect, And I mean, there are some of those days where it's like, let's just rip the bandage. Let's just like, how much crazier can it get? Let's just get this over with. And now they're having all this, wet, dry, bats or not conflict. And it's like, you guys, is this really the conversation we're having? We all know what's really going on here. The real conversation to have is the funding, and that it's, the same guy that did HIV, and that the US paid for it all. And once again, this kind of stuff, we have been tested on. It's like literally, it's like World War II never ended.
Mm-hmm.
And the Nazi scientists came over here, and this has been Mengele's playground for testing on humans right here in the good old USA. This has never ended. We just didn't know it.
Like that, yeah. That is what happened to you. What was it, Project Paperclip or whatever?
Operation Paperclip.
Mm-hmm. It's odd how people are conditioned and brainwashed, you can use the word, to believe certain stuff and to not believe certain stuff. If you tell them, 9/11 was inside job or blah, blah, they're like, oh, it all gets shut down. But you can talk about, fluoride. Fluoride's one of the biggest things. The Nazis used it for this specific purpose.
Yeah.
In the camps. And
to calm people
and to
get them not to
stupid.
To be compliant.
Yeah. So it's used for these certain things. And then you look at our government, and these people in the same breath will be like, I don't trust our government. Our government doesn't care about us. I don't trust our government. They're terrible. And then our government doesn't care about us. Look at the FDA. You look at how much safer everyone else's food is around the world versus our food. Our government doesn't care about no medical stuff we have for free. We have no free dental insurance. We don't have free. There's nothing the government does for our health, but they care about our teeth. And this, it's like, it makes no sense. And if you explain that and lay it out for someone, they're like, oh, you're just crazy. The government doesn't want to not have cats.
Well, and if you really think that the fluoride's for your teeth, you drink water. It doesn't sit on your teeth. It goes down your throat.
Fluoride treatment, when you go to the dentist, goes on your teeth and then they wash it off.
And they tell you not to swallow it.
Yeah. So, but it doesn't matter, and if you start talking about to someone, the government does this, they did this, and they're like, oh, that's crazy. Dude, that doesn't make any sense. You're insane. And then when you say to them, oh, no, that's not a theory. That was Project this. That was this. It's been admitted to.
If you tell them Project Mockingbird and go look up, even just on Google, I mean, it's not like it's even hidden. The congressional hearings and the CIA admitting to Project Mockingbird. It's like
fucking war
right there.
The Vietnam War. The Vietnam War. It was a war where, thousands of our people were killed. Or tens
and they manipulated the weather.
The Gulf of Tonkin was it was a false flag that's been admitted to. Like, why isn't that it's like, it is. We did that in Vietnam. We did that to escalate it, to start the war. We did it.
I know.
Admit to it. I mean, it's been admitted to. You have to just accept it. That our government was complicit in making the Vietnam War happen, in creating it. All the
But
deaths.
that's where our government hasn't been our government since World War II that I know of.
But all those deaths are on, as far as I'm concerned, on the hands of our government. We did a false flag.
There's
to
been a
start the
few
Vietnam
people
War,
that tried to take it
and
back for the people.
it's been admitted to. It's been investigated. It was exposed, and like that's it. That was the Vietnam fucking war, man. How do you not the Iraqi war? I mean, as soon as there's weapons of mass destruction, are there though? You know,
They
what
couldn't find
what
them.
about the Vietnam War? Every time the government wants to do anything, we should say, well, what about the Vietnam War? What about what you did there? Well, let's see a little bit more proof. You know, they just get a pass. I think it was, I forget who it was.
But they don't even have to ask is the problem.
Yeah.
Insane.
All right. Well, it is getting late. It's 8:15. So
I know there's a late night one for us.
Well, for you.
Thank you for me. I know I'm over here blinking profusely.
Yeah.
Apparently.
All right. Well, let's keep hanging out with you guys.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for watching. Make sure you go watch the first half on my channel, and because you'll hear about Sean's NFT with Drunk Leprechaun project that he's working on.
Yeah. I was gonna do the crypto meme review today, but I was sick, and now I'm probably not. I have to do this other. I'm gonna do this other quick video for these risque NFTs.
Oh my!
They like boobies. You'll like this project.
Okay.
What are you having a weird face like that? You have boobies.
Well, yeah, but I won't do an NFT project about boobies.
Really? Why? They're cool, man. Sean is an insomniac. Sean is.
I'll pass.
I used to maybe.
He's a night owl, is what he is.
Yeah, because then I'll sleep during the day.
Because then he'll sleep all day, and then I worry about him because he won't respond to me.
Yeah, she texts me 10 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning,
and then I'm like, if I don't hear from you within 4 hours, I'm calling the sheriff.
And at 4 o'clock, I'm like, hey, I'm up.
And I'm like, oh my god. Yeah.
The patties. No meme review tonight. I don't think. I don't know. Maybe I'll make this video because I don't want to do it tomorrow. Tomorrow's family night, and if I'm just getting over being sick, I don't want to pile a bunch of crap on myself. But then I don't want to go to sleep at.
What about do it Thursday night?
3 in the morning. People want me to do it now, so I don't know. Also, dude. Ted did that video. The video, right?
Yes, it was great. Mm-hmm.
It's over 6,000 views they got on that.
Oh, that's awesome.
They've doubled.
Yeah, go check out the Social Nerds on YouTube.
I think it is actually the link is in the description. Maybe the link is in the description of the last meme review because I'm doing an extra giveaway. It's not. Go to the last meme review. Leave a comment on it so you're registered to win for this meme review. But there's a link to the Social Nerds the video. Leave a comment there, and you're entered to win a special giveaway that I'm going to do from that video that they did. And subscribe. So subscribe and leave a comment over there and like it, and you're entered to win yourself some crypto. And we have a lot of people watching actually right now.
GTA wants a quickie.
All right. Well, I love y'all. Yeah, I saw the Social Nerds Switch video. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Cool GTA.
It was.
I'll let them know that you said that.
Very cool. You guys, thanks for watching. See you next time.
Yep. See y'all later. I will leave you with a video I made from the last meme review and this.
Ha 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 ha!